So, having looked at all the different ways in which evangelicals understand Allah or Muhammad and interpret the Quran, Sharia, violence in Muslim context, or the Israel-Palestine issue, what do evangelicals think that Islam actually is? This most basic question is the focus of Chapter 11, which draws together all the themes we have been looking at in Part 2. Unsurprisingly, here too evangelicals are definitely not of one mind. Some focus on Islam being a religious system. Others see it more as a culture or social construct. Some see it as a false religion or a heresy. Others see it as a sort of fossilized version of ancient Judaism. Many understand it to be a political theology, maybe even with malicious intent. These evangelicals often focus on the doctrine of something called taqiyya, or deception. They think that Muslims do not speak honestly about what Islam is, or their intentions to Islamize society. After all, they see Muslims as the enemy, prepared to use any tactics in their battle against Christianity in the West, which they are out to destroy. More conciliatory evangelicals strongly reject this idea. They believe that the vast majority of Muslims are genuine and honest, and that taqiyya is a very limited doctrine, applicable only in certain circumstances. After all, Muslims are hugely diverse, just like Christians. A few extremists may be at war with the West, but most are not. These evangelicals tend to look at Muslims through the eyes of social science and anthropology, rather than just theology, and believe that it's up to Muslims to define what Islam is. In which case, Islam can change and modernize, and there is hope of future peaceful relations between Muslims and Christians. However, confrontationists do not agree. Having read the texts and the history, they know what the essence of Islam is. This is called essentialism. They are deeply suspicious of social science and think that conciliators are naive and weak. For them, confrontation is inevitable. And of course, there are evangelicals who take the middle ground. They recognise that the diversity of Muslims requires different approaches. Whilst Islam may be a religious system, and there may be Muslims who have an extreme interpretation, Muslims are also people, and need to be approached in all their diversity. These different approaches are the topic of Part 3 of the book.